What if I told you that Spider-Man's greatest power isn't his web-slinging, but his hypertrophied sense of guilt? That Superman's invulnerability is a metaphor for his status as an eternal outsider? And that Iron Man's armor is the world's most expensive way to hide his wounded heart? Hello! Today we're going to talk about something you may have never considered. The idea that in movies, a superpower is rarely just a cool ability. It's the physical manifestation of a character's primary psychological trait, trauma, complex, or neurosis. It's their soul, turned inside out for the world to see. And if you think about it, this doesn't just apply to movies. Think about people in real life. The person who's the life of every party, constantly joking. Aren't they hiding their pain behind humor? The brilliant workaholic who achieves incredible success. Aren't they running from problems in their personal life? And the one who's ready to help absolutely everyone. Aren't they trying to earn the love they were once denied? Often our real, non-supernatural superpower, the thing we do better than others, is just a way to compensate for some internal deficit, complex, or trauma. And today, using the recently released film, The Fantastic Four: First Steps as our example, I want to break down this very idea with you. Together, you and I will conduct a psychoanalysis session for this team and see what diagnosis is hidden behind each of their amazing powers. Let's start with the leader, Reed Richards, a genius. Who is he before the catastrophe? A man whose brain operates at 200%. He's so absorbed in science that the real world, feelings, relationships, especially with Sue, are merely variables in a complex equation. His main flaw is that he can't stretch his attention to cover everything at once. And what does space do to him? It gives him the ability to stretch, literally. At first glance, it's a metaphor for mental flexibility. But let's dig deeper. After the disaster, which happened because of him, Reed is torn apart by guilt. He desperately tries to fix everything, find a cure for Ben, mend his relationship with Sue, understand what's happened to them. He tries to be everywhere at once, to reach every problem. His elasticity is the physical embodiment of his neurotic desire to fix everything and save everyone. But it has a terrible side effect. By stretching, he loses his form. He loses himself. He becomes a function, a tool, a living Swiss Army knife. But where is Reed Richards himself in that stretched out mass? His arc isn't about learning to stretch even further, but about learning to pull himself back together, to regain his form, his identity, instead of just being a walking solution to problems. Sue Storm, the emotional core of the team. But who is she before the radiation? She's a woman living in the shadows. In the shadow of Reed's genius. In the shadow of her brother Johnny's bright ego. She tries to unite everyone, to be the voice of reason. But she often goes unheard. Emotionally, she is invisible. And what power does she get? The most obvious and the most cruel one. She becomes literally invisible. The universe is essentially telling her, "You felt invisible? Fine, now see what it's really like." But that's where the genius lies. Her second ability is force fields. This is that inner strength, that desire to protect her family, which everyone ignored. It's her suppressed emotions, bursting forth as the most durable defense in the universe. Her psychological journey is a paradox, learning to be seen by using invisibility, realizing that her true strength isn't in disappearing, but in protecting. Her force fields are a metaphor for maternal protection, an unbreakable wall she erects around those she loves. She is the quiet heart of the team, who turns out to be its strongest element. And here we have his sister's polar opposite, Johnny Storm, the hothead, the life of the party, walking hedonism. His primary need is to be the center of attention. He craves the likes, the gazes, the admiration. It's a classic case of insecurity hidden behind external bravado and flash. And what does space do to him? It sets him on fire. Flame on! His ability is his narcissism, cranked up to the max. He's bright, he's hot. It's impossible not to notice him. He is a walking spectacle, but fire doesn't just illuminate, it burns, and Johnny's uncontrolled ego threatens to burn all the bridges with his loved ones. His journey is about growing up. It's the transition from "look how cool I am" to "how can I use this fire to help?" His arc is about learning to control his inner flame, to understand that fire can be not only a destructive blaze of egoism, but also a warm beacon of hope. The key scene with the Silver Surfer, where he uses his brightness for empathy, not for show, is the peak of his development. And finally, the most tragic patient, Ben Grimm, a simple, reliable, loyal friend. His whole essence, his entire self-worth lies in his humanity. He is a rock, figuratively speaking, dependable as a stone. The cosmos takes this far too literally. It turns Ben into a rock, into the thing. His transformation isn't a metaphor, it's a sentence. It's the physical embodiment of depression, body dysmorphia, the loss of self. His rocky skin is the wall he's built between his sensitive soul and a world that now fears him. He is locked in a stone prison of his own body. He is the only member of the team who can't turn off his power and become normal. His journey is the hardest. It's not about control. It's about acceptance. Accepting that he's a monster on the outside, but the same Ben Grimm on the inside. His famous catchphrase, "It's clobberin' time," isn't just a battle cry. It's a cry of despair that has become a cry of defiance. It's the moment he stops hating what he has become and starts using it. He finds his new humanity not in his appearance, but in his actions. And here lies the genius of this story. Individually, their powers are their neuroses, their pain, but together, they become something more. The formless intellectual, Reed, directs. The invisible protector, Sue, shields. The uncontrolled ego, Johnny, becomes a diversion, and the living mountain of rock, Ben, becomes the impenetrable shield and battering ram. They defeat their enemies not just because they have superpowers. They win when their personalities, their diagnoses, finally begin to work in synergy. They complement each other's weaknesses and become a true family. So the next time you watch a superhero movie, or even observe people in real life, ask yourself, is this superpower a gift or is it a diagnosis? And what does it really say about who this person is? Write in the comments whose superpower you think is the most interesting metaphor. It doesn't have to be from this movie. Like the video if you want more of these deep dive breakdowns, and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.